Please welcome Daniel Klein.
And still with me, Carmack here.
Tak więc I think we're going to talk to one of the winners here from Team Acer. Chyba porozmawiamy sobie z kimś z Acera. Może ja się przejdę i zaproszę. Niku, pozwolisz? Niku, pozwolisz na scenę?
Looks like he's shy, Carmack.
All right, he's going to come up here in a second. Podobał się mecz?
I would say they probably liked it because the Polish team won.
Yeah. Gratulacje.
Dzięki. Thanks.
Tak więc jeśli niewiadomy jest fakt, że ja jestem noobem, jeśli chodzi o LoL'a i pytania będzie zadawał Daniel, to już wszyscy wiemy. So Daniel's going to be asking the questions. I'll be translating.
All right, so let's start with something very straightforward. You guys seem to be quite in good shape. How did you prepare for this tournament?
A więc jak się przygotowaliście do turnieju?
Tydzień wcześniej wyjechaliśmy na bootcamp, czyli przez tydzień praktycznie tylko graliśmy non-stop.
Graliśmy non-stop. I understand that.
So, 1 week ago, Team Acer went for a bootcamp, and for a full week they just played non-stop.
So there's been a couple of changes recently in the team. I think a LoL Pro changed into the jungle from AD, was it?
Yes.
So what was behind that change?
Dlaczego LoL Pro przeszedł z dżungli na AD?
Powiedział, że się znudził AD Carry, a tak poza tym to jest po prostu najlepszy w dżungli.
So he said he got bored with AD carry, and besides that, he's the best in the jungle.
All right then. So there is two more teams that you have to face in this group, of course. There is still SK and Crs.eu to play against. Out of those two teams, is there one that you fear more than the other?
Więc zostało jeszcze wam dwóch przeciwników w fazie grupowych, SK i Crs. Czy obawiacie się jednej drużyny bardziej niż drugiej?
Oczywiście jest to Kurs Gaming, prezentują naprawdę poziom, można powiedzieć, z pewnością światowy. Często robią rzeczy nieobliczalne.
So they're obviously, he says, they're obviously afraid more of Crs Gaming because they are world-class level and they are extremely difficult to predict.
Okay, then maybe my last question for you. What does it feel like to play in front of an audience like this, to have this sort of noise in your ears when you play? Does it help or does it actually get in the way?
Jak to jest grać przed taką publicznością? Czy ten hałas pomaga, motywuje, czy stresuje?
No jestem u siebie i wszystkim dziękuję za oklaski.
So he says he's at home and he would like to thank for the applause to everyone here.
And I think we can thank them as well. It's a great audience here already, great atmosphere. Thank you very much. Congratulations on your first win.
Thank you.
Dziękujemy.
Dzięki.
And I think we're not going to bore these people with much more talking, Carmack. I think...
Just give us a second.
I think we're going to go to the next game pretty soon.
Yes, I think so.
Yeah.
In the meantime, I have a small announcement for the audience. Z tego co wiem, był konkurs o VIP Passy. Kto wygrał VIP Pass, a jeszcze nie odebrał, bardzo proszę wyjść przy wejściu do kina, podjechać do góry do Velvet Baru, tam są do odebrania, z tego co wiem, dopiero 4 osoby na 10 odebrało, więc bardzo proszę tam się przejść. Jeżeli ktoś tutaj chce Riot Pointsy, skiny, czy może nawet czapeczkę Timo. Chce ktoś czapeczkę Timo? To jeszcze troszeczkę trzeba poczekać, konkursy będą, będzie to można wygrać. Jest bardzo dużo rzeczy do wygrania, więc na pewno będzie wiele okazji, żebyście wyszli stąd zadowoleni. Okay, I'm done talking to the audience. How about we try to bring in the players here?
Yeah, sounds like a great idea.
Więc wyprowadźmy graczy. We're not going to do pre-match interviews.
No,
we're going to stick just to introducing the players here.
And I think we're going to give the audience a chance to applaud. Specifically, if you have one favorite team amongst these two teams, make sure you let them know. Be louder for your favorite team. And I think we can start, Carmack?
I think let's warm them up a little bit. Tak więc cisza, bez krzyku, rączka do góry, kto kibicuje SK?
I can't hear anything.
Okay. Rączka do góry, kto kibicuje Crs? Okay.
All right. It's
Okay, so
interesting.
we did a little test. Dobra, więc jak będą drużyny wchodzić, krzyczymy za swoją drużyną tak głośno, jak się da, żeby wiedzieli, że ich wspieracie. All right, Daniel, do the honors.
Let's bring our first team on stage, Team Crs. That wasn't bad. I think there's a few Crs fans out there, but Carmack, do you want to try and see if the other team has fans too?
Okay, let's bring to the stage Team SK Gaming.
Sweaty ears. Sweaty bastards.
Mamy na sali fanów OSE.
I'm an Ocelot fan too.
Okay. So, in Polish, jeszcze raz, wielkie brawa dla obu drużyn i zaraz zaczynamy mecz.
Okay.
Daniel?
You were asking them to cheer for SK, were you?
Excuse me?
You were asking them to cheer for SK?
No, I wasn't. I was asking them if
just
they're
the match.
cheering
Oh,
for OSE.
For Oster. I see. Well, okay. I think in order to be fair, just one more time, let's hear it for the other team as well, because I think we have a couple of star players here on Crs as well. Just one more time, let's hear it for Crs.eu.
Okay, guys. Crs, SK Gaming, please take your seats. And let's give it back to our commentators. Tak więc drużyny siadają i oddajemy głos komentatorom.
Yeah. And good morning.
Good morning indeed.
Good morning.
Here from Warsaw, Poland. I have to say,
move over.
Warmsaw, I'm going to call it, not Warsaw. I thought they were cheering for us, but obviously we're not actually on stage. I was like, yeah, Joe and Demon. Actually, it wasn't.
It's
for
pretty
us,
warm in here. We're not going to lie. We're in a beautiful cinema. You know, it's a massive, great big screen behind us. You can just about make it out, and it really is an absolute packed house. There's people outside queuing up to trying to get in here. It's another case of, damn, you guys are too successful again.
Yeah. There's going to be an apology probably. You know, there's so many people turning up for this event. I'm, again, proud as always of the League of Legends community that we, you know, constantly, not only the numbers on the streams where, you know, you can just sit at home and watch, but the numbers that, you know, the people that actually come out to these events and really support what's going on. Obviously, we've opened up with the old Polish first game. Luckily for me and Demon, I suppose, look at the draw, we could say we've got SK versus Crs.
That's not a bad game, is it? Yeah, it's the one we just said, who's up next? Oh, it's us two. SK Crs. Okay.
We'll take that one.
We'll take that.
Problem.
We'll have that. So yeah, SK Gaming versus Crs Gaming. Well, immediately we've got a bunch of changes in SK Gaming lately. There's a couple of things. We met them all last night. Aranea, or Aranyi, or Aran. I think he said you can just go Aura, didn't he? I think he just said just call me Aura.
Apparently it means Spider-Man in Spanish.
Yeah, which I didn't know, but there you go.
I just want to make a note. I did have my hair cut before this event. But it's too warm in here today, so you can forget the straightness. Actually, Matt Moku from Riot Games asked me yesterday if I'd had a perm.
Yes, because it was curly last night.
It was like...
It was a bit warm.
Springs in the warm.
It's like 34 degrees in Warsaw right now, so it's
yeah, and that's
pretty
outside.
Damn hot. Yeah,
that's outside this place. We do have air conditioning, although I'm pretty sure that it's not very good at this stage of things. Actually, Jack has been wiping his brow throughout these. We do have brow
dab
wipers.
ourselves down as we go.
We can dab the warmth away as we go in. But let's talk a little bit about the game. More importantly, probably SK versus Crs. I almost said NIF versus Crs because NIF was just on the top of the list when I had a look. Actually spoke to SK last night and Crs as well. We you know, sat down when we were having some food. They were over there as well. My feeling is that both teams are feeling fairly confident. Let's really break things down and talk about Crs mainly because they're the team that have moved to Berlin. In my opinion, they should have moved to Cologne. Hi, Panky. But the problem for them is they've moved to Berlin, but they're in a hotel.
They're not in the house yet. Yeah.
I've heard that their current boot camp situation is not so very optimal, I think we should call it, but they will be moving into the house in the near future. And you know, from their point of view, it's like we need to get the job done here and then really focus on Gamescom and then the Season 2 finals.
It's getting the job done, and then, like you say, they're building up towards Gamescom and the Season 2 finals if they can get there, which is a big ask. It's a big if.
True.
You know, there's only 3 teams, I believe, from Europe that will go there. Obviously, everybody's still got CLG and Moscow 5 booked in already. It seems to be. You know, things could go wrong at Gamescom. We don't know how that's going to turn out. You know, tournaments, these crazy things happen. This is definitely a good prelude to it. We're only, what, 2 weeks away from it, I think, 2-3 weeks away. It's in the middle of August, so be sure to make sure you catch that one. This is the last ever Challenger Circuit points that they can gain. Crs are in a pretty good situation after following DreamHack.
Yeah.
They're pretty much guaranteed to be qualifying unless something crazy happens with, say,
it basically
they don't get out
takes
the
like
groups. I think they get 50 points regardless here, don't they? Even if they get in the group stage.
It basically takes like Acer, MYM, Existence to like top 3.
Top 3.
And then for the big boys to be like underneath them. And, you know, it's actually a hard ask that they won't qualify, but it's not statistically safe right now for Crs. And like we said, it's a case of coming here, getting the job done, and, you know, maybe focusing on bigger things. But they have a hunger to win. Have they had the best preparation? They'll probably tell you the same, probably not. SK, on the other hand...
They've had some pretty good results, though. I mean, they beat TSM 2-0. I think it was the elite of Europe. They made it to the finals, didn't they? Beating TSM. Obviously knocking the big Moscow 5 TSM out of the finals. Both of them did. So they've had mixed results, I think it's safe to say. They have lost to Acer within the last week or 2 weeks. Which is an interesting one straight away for the group. Obviously, that's going to be coming up probably next game, I believe it is. They haven't lost to MYM, so Maluna tells me. It's like, no, we've been beaten heavily. You made a lie in your Reddit post. We did not lose to them.
And on Reddit, I actually did tip MYM as 3rd.
After seeing the last game, you're still tipping them for 3rd?
Should have said Acer.
Yeah, well, Quickshot did say Acer. He said they've been doing some pretty awesome things.
They look very, very good.
Yeah.
And actually, it wouldn't surprise me that much to see Acer take a game off Crs or SK in this group stage.
I expect actually Acer might get through.
We've said this all along. Group A is the real open group.
It's a real wide open.
Group B, you know...
Well, Crepo actually said earlier, he says, actually, B, I think he's pretty open. He says, you know, we're not guaranteed. He says, Existence are a pretty good team. And, yeah, they're an aggressive team.
Ocelot World.
Although saying that, Ocelot World, sorry, should say, as he did sponsor and pay for them. And he's paid a lot of money. It's like €4,500 for them to be here. That's not a cheap fee. I mean, now that's like a prize-winning tournament fee for a lot of games out there at the moment. So he's paid a lot of money to them to be here. We were just saying, actually, this morning while we were in the restaurant and for breakfast, we were like, yeah, not always like this, because we're in a decent hotel and everything. You know, some events are not always quite this swanky, but you know, it's a pretty spoiled event.
We have got a pretty nice hotel.
It's a pretty good hotel. Not gonna lie.
I enjoy this hotel.
But SK Gaming coming into this one on the back of a bit of drama, I guess you could say. They've had again some changes. The top line is now Kevin back up their top line. We've got Yellowstar coming in from Against All Authority many moons ago. You know, he was Season 1 finalist. He was playing them, wasn't he? Yeah, I'm pretty sure. He was in the Season 1 finalist, so, you know, a lot of experience there. But we are going to be getting into the game for the picks and bans. And again, you know, Yellowstar replacing Candy Panda, big drama going on there. He's now gone into Mouse. Mouse went on to beat SK in the tournament straight away after that, which was like poetic justice for those guys, I guess. Dedrayan as well. And Aranea is going to be playing in the jungle. So, and he's been here before. He's been in SK before. He's I'm trying to think what tournament he played in, because he's sort of been here, there, and everywhere. And actually, he used to be in
back in the day
Existence, which is now Ocelot World. He used to play for them as well. So there's a good link between these guys. You know, there's a bit of a Spanish feel now in SK. So Ocelot will be happy with that. So picks and bans coming out. You can see Karthus, Kale, and Shen being banned out. Kale's an interesting one straight away. So he's been, I guess, I wouldn't say exploited pretty heavily by Team Solar Mid. Obviously, made him a lot, very famous. Dyrus been playing him top lane. It's become a very strong top laner. And really not from anything. It's just a matter of things have been changing. It's interesting to see whether Malphite's going to get banned out here, because even CLG was saying, you know, Malphite is just OP right now. He's so strong. We did see him banned in the last game. Again, Urgot and Shen, these are pretty standard bans. We just saw how devastating Shen was in the last match as well. Morgana being banned out, that one does surprise me because, and there you go, there's the Malphite ban. So yeah, we've got the pretty standard bans out there. We have left Sona wide open here, and now Sona is pretty strong in this right now. If Moscow 5, for example, were to play, they'd be very happy. Gosu Pepper would be cheering right now because, you know, he's moved on from the Nunu to the Sona.
Yeah, that Sona has been a big favourite. We talked about this again last night with some of the teams, and they were like, yeah, we know, but against Moscow 5, where do you go with your bans? That's the real problem that we've got there. You know, the whole Lee Sin, do you leave him in? Do you take him out? Because quite frankly,
it's a danger because Diamond Procs on Lee Sin is he's just a machine. Whereas you compare, say, Chowstar for CLG Prime or North America or whatever you like to call them these days, he was good, but he wasn't Diamond Procs.
It wasn't in those fireballs, man.
Yeah, fireballs, I know. He's never going to live that down with the fireballs, is he? Bless him. We're going to move on from that podcaster at the moment. Alistair Ari coming out here. Ari, I should say. I always go Ari. Typical Ari. English slang. All right, Ari coming out. It's going to be Ari. So that's a very strong pick. Now, the question is that going to be Angush on Ari up top lane? Because we've seen some interesting play coming out from Angush. It could well be extinct in the middle, though. I would expect it to be extinct, but we don't know. I mean, it's a pretty universal pick, and it's the same with
Alistair.
With Alistair. It could be a jungle, or it could be the support down bottom. So Curse have left it pretty open to SK here. Interestingly, this was gone by a coin flip, which there's a bit of a drama going on. Because
drama, and I wasn't involved.
Because we had this discussion last night, did we not? But apparently the rules do state that group stage is coin flip. We thought it was actually seeding, but it's not. It is coin flip, which is why SK have got the blue team. Now, I bring this up because the blue team is something that all the teams want. Everybody wants to be on the blue team. It's such a massive advantage for that bottom lane shoving, you know, getting the golems. And we saw it in the last game, actually. The red team took the Wolves. Acer took the Wolves, which is something they've sort of had to counter just to prevent them being falling so far behind, not hitting level 2 first, you know, again, shoved basically up to your tower, which is effectively how they got around it. Gragas being picked up. Now, this is a strong Gragas as well. There's quite a few buffs of Gragas. I think he's getting nerfed again in the next patch. Bearing in mind, we are on Jace patch right now. So we're not quite on the live patch, which is 0 now, I believe it is, which is the 101st champion, which is insane in itself. The fact that us poor commentators have to remember 101 champions. And
just their names.
Which immediately makes it 404 abilities. And don't forget the passive as well. Yeah, so it's pretty harsh going.
And there's someone as well
Ezreal coming out. Okay, so Ezreal Taric. So that means it's going to be Alistair in the jungle almost certainly now. If Taric does get locked in, he does. Now, I know for a fact Taric is Zinek's favourite champion. He absolutely loves it. So he's going to be very happy with that. I guess we're probably also going to be seeing Pulsefire Ezreal from Slepper. It's a pretty good combo down that bottom lane. I'm trying to think who has been absolutely slaughtering with Ezreal lately. Genja. Genja's been very strong with Ezreal lately. He's become, I guess, from the Pulsefire, he's suddenly become Flavour of the Month again, which is a little strange because he's not really had anything done to him. He's not been buffed in any way. Nothing really changed. He just suddenly everyone went, oh yeah, there's that Ezreal guy. He's pretty handy.
I really like that skin. Let's make him play in every single game up to now. But SK so far, of course, Nunu and Corki locked in there. Gragas is in as well. There's Evelyn. Ocelot's trolling in the crowd.
No, see, Aranea actually used to play Evelyn jungle. So
let's not forget, though,
it's entirely possible this could be a pick.
This is before the stealth rework.
Yeah. Is it? Jace. Was Jace the stealth rework or was
before the stealth
Zero the stealth rework? It's before the stealth rework. Right. So yeah, it is. You are right. Yeah. Okay. So they've changed it. Yeah, obviously they've changed it. So Soraka down the bottom lane is going to be the support, which means Nunu's going to be the jungle as well. So Nunu jungle returned to Season 1 styly there again. Is, you know, he's very strong in that jungle now. Yeah. He's, I think on this patch, he's 100% damage back on Baron and Dragon. I think it was a 50%. I can't remember which patch it came in. He had it because it used to be halved, and now he's back onto full again. I believe that's this one. So I believe, what was the game lately I watched? It was one of the OGN games where he did the full-on consume and smite all in one. It was Hot Shot.
Yeah, CLG.eu versus CLG.NA.
It was.
On Tuesday of last week.
Which
made me late for work.
No, Tuesday of this week. It was awesome. If you guys missed it, I absolutely recommend to watch that. And I've already ribbed CLG for saying, in fact, they immediately turned and said, yeah, that game went on longer because someone forgot to smite the dragon, Baron. Obviously Snoopy, yeah, it wasn't close enough. It's like, oh, sorry about that, guys. But anyway, back to the relevance of this game. It is going to be Extinct in that middle lane. It's going to be Anguish on Aurelia on that top lane, which is going to be an interesting one straight away, because how's that going to stack up? A Riven versus Aurelia, it's like the old style, what we've had for quite a while, really. But I don't know which way that really favors. Kevin being back on top, Anguish, obviously, you know, he's been in and out of Curse, and he's back in, and he's very strong. And actually, you know, the reasons behind all that was a case of he wanted to take it more seriously. He wanted that gaming house. He wanted the things, and it's kind of pulled into their favor. And I think he's very confident back in the place again. But Maluna in the jungle on the cow, I like that.
The cow in the jungle.
The cow in the jungle is awesome.
Yeah. For me, one of the strongest gankers, that whole combo, which I can't land to save my life. If you've ever watched him play Aram, that 7-loss streak the other day was.
That's what you get for playing without me.
Yeah, that we did actually say after I think 5 losses, we're missing something here. Oh, it's Demons probably that we were missing. Actually, Panky was terrible the first 2 games as well. That he got us off to the losing streak, and there's like, I'm Singe, I'm running in, just running in. So we're gonna get into Curse versus SK. Obviously, the second group game of Group A. And we have, of course, Nif, Kevin, Yellow Star, Ocelot, Aranea. He honestly said last night, just say Ara.
Ara, yeah.
He didn't try and tell us how it's really supposed to sound. He just said, just call me Ara.
He probably just thought you guys are butchering the Spanish language.
Joe, just call me Joe Miller. That Reddit seems to love. Shout, by the way, to
I love the fact that directors even gave you Joe Miller on the stage.
Oh, they did?
On the intro.
I didn't see it.
Yeah, it was Joe Miller.
Thanks, guys. I always appreciate Joe Miller overlays as well. So, for Curse, of course, we have Maluno here on the cow in the jungle, Anguish on Irelia, Zinek on Tariq, Slepper on Ezreal, and Extinct on Ari. And for SK, of course, Nif on Soraka, Kevin on Riven, Yellow Star on Corki, Ocelot on Gragas, and Ara on Nunu.
Arane, or whatever we like to call him. So it is the red versus blue. Blue team will be SK Gaming, Curse. And you know, this is a big, important game right now. I mean, this is straight into it. Which is very harsh, because, you know, first game of the day, and it's against either SK Gaming or Curse. Whichever way you look at it, it's a big game straight away.
Yeah.
They're both on the main stage as well. They're both directly under the screen, so, you know, they've got the Polish commentary in their ears. They've had to have the big headsets on. But, you know, both these teams have been in this situation now. Curse, maybe not so much so. I'm trying to think of big stage finals they've possibly been in. They weren't at CBET. They didn't make the finals at DreamHack. So this is possibly their first proper big stage. Whereas SK Gaming, they're veterans of this. And all the players that are there have all been in situations. So from an experience point of view on stage, SK have probably got the advantage. But I would definitely give the advantage in terms of game to Curse, because they have been so strong. But they've had a few ropey results lately. For example, the MLG qualifiers next weekend. They lost to Black recently in a pretty one-sided 2 games, 2 matches back to back, and it was, and in Quickshot's terms, he said that, you know, the match was over within about 12 minutes. That game was done. So it's going to be a very cautious start, I think, from Curse Gaming. No invades coming out as you would expect, and again, you're seeing the Wolves being pulled, but it's not going to the AD carry. So again, the blue advantage is basically in favor of SK down the bottom. So we'll keep our eye to see whether they take full advantage of it. They're taking the golems right now. There you go. They've just taken the golems. So Yellow Star going to see whether he shoves in their faces, uses that big level 2 advantage. They're having to help out a lot here on the blue. Are they going to be using the smite on the blue? I'm not sure Maluna is, you know. He's still hanging around. If we can look over at Maluna in a moment, Aranea has used his smite, so that's been used, and no, he hasn't used the smite, so he's kept it. So he's possibly just going to use it for red, or whether he's going to go for an invade. Looks like he's just going to go for red.
Yeah, just going to go in there and get that off quickly. Obviously, this bottom lane, we are going to be seeing the bottom of SK with good old Nif, a mainstay of this team, I'm going to call it. Actually, if you you know, look back to the original days, I suppose you can say Arani is back in there from almost the original SK lineup, but no, he's been there the longest, actually, along with Ocelot from that team. Obviously, had himself a couple of different bottom laners. Candy Panda, obviously, is the one that really comes to mind when you think of Nif. But Zinek, Slepper, 2 very, very well coordinated players, 2 players that have, you know, put the hours in, basically, and got very, very good together. have Yellow Star and Nif quite got that synergy just yet? That's a big question because, you know, this is technically for SK a new lineup. It is a new lineup, and obviously, of course, Nif was there, gamed. He was in the Season 1 tournament alongside Candy Panda. So, like you say, these are players that have been around for a long time. They've been there, done that, seen it, and at the moment, they're up against SK Gaming in that bottom lane, and Yellowstar taking a great hit from Slipper using obviously the Pulse Fire Ezreal, which everybody I think has bought by now. It's a pretty awesome skin. It also means that because we've got spectator mode on, everybody's going to know when he pulls back, and everybody's going to know when he levels up. They're going to die for Kevin though. They are going to get the headbutt pulverized combo. You can see the stun goes down, the ignite goes down, but it's not quite enough to dive him on the turret. He's going to live through that one. Has got a health pot. In fact, he's got 4 health pots still sat there. And I'm just going to have a quick look at that. Oh, he has got boots. I couldn't see the boots. He's moved them into the right-hand side, which has confused me a little bit, but it does mean he's forced back. He has only picked up 13 CS in that top lane, and 18 CS, 19. That's just going to keep counting up for Aurelio on that top lane because he's got the lane pushed in his face. But again, this is what we were talking about. So they're trying their best to shove Curse away from the lane, trying to keep them away from the experience, but Slepper is going to be very hard to keep away from them with those Qs. Yeah, and I'm not really sure which way I want to call this game, to be quite honest with you. I think the picks, you know, I'm going to say that Ocelot's going to have a big role in this game, whether that be winning or losing the game, depending on how this middle lane really goes for him. Obviously, going up against the Ahri, who's very, very mobile. Gragas, you know, he's that champion, you get the ulti off, and you get the barrel out, and you've not got that much more damage to follow up with after that. Yeah, of course you can auto-attack, but really. Yeah. Ahri, on the other hand, has so much damage and so much mobility that I'm not sure how this is really going to go down. Obviously, it depends a lot on Arani as well, how he's going to get in there. Obviously, with the ultimate as well from Nunu, he can lock down Ahri that little bit better, but is it going to be enough to, you know, to stop her at the end of the day?
And we've got something building at the top here, and the bottom is actually being shoved. You can see Maluna, he's actually stood on that ward. The ward's about to wear off. Nunu is there as well. I'm just going to see whether they're going to get involved. Renee are at level 4. Yeah, they're both level 4 at the moment, so nobody's got a great advantage in terms of experience. Yeah, they're both pretty even. So jungle's going okay for both those teams. You can see Ocelot has been pushed back against the tower. He's probably going to make sure he doesn't miss out any of that CS, but it also means that Extinct was going looking for anything, but instead, in fact, he looked like he was about to take the Wraiths, and Maluna's just come back. It's like, no, they're my Wraiths, get off.
Do not take my jungles. We actually saw the bottom lane of SK go back and take golems once again, which, you know, we talked about, we brushed on this earlier on about the whole blue side thing. You've got those golems, you know, easily disposable, in great range for you as well. I still fancy Curse in this bottom lane. I mean, if we look down the CS there, currently we have 48 to 46, so still very, very even on that front. But is that synergy of Yellow Star and Nif quite up to whack just now? I mean, Nif has played with, I guess we can call, well, if we really look at it, he's only really played with Germans in the bottom lane, but here we may just see some action. Stun coming in there onto Aranya, and actually the damage is going to come back in his face. I'm not sure that Slepper will really want to follow that one up. But yeah, my point about Nif, he's only really played with German players. I'm not sure exactly how the communication's gone there, but you would expect that this bottom lane that they speak German with each other. I mean, when he was with Candy Panda, when he was with Kevin in the bottom, you would expect that they speak their native language. It makes sense. With Yellow Star, pretty sure Yellow Star can't speak German, but Yellow Star has played with a German in the past, as I almost got excited there as he Valkyrie'd in, but then turned back around at the, straight after that. But Yellow Star played with a German in the bottom lane, N-rated obviously against All Authority, and that was a very, very strong lane demon. N-rated Yellow Star really, you know, turn some heads with their play in that bottom lane.
To me, Candy Panda's, you know, I don't know whether he's as aggressive as Yellow Star is. Yellow Star definitely very aggressive there and actually put himself in trouble. Had to use that cleanse. Tarek stunned him straight away and had to use that cleanse to get away. So he's actually wasted a summoner spell that wasn't wasted. He got away, so it was successfully used. But yeah, he seemed to be very aggressive. And Nif I think Nif even got caught out by that one. So at the moment, though, the bottom lane has just come back to bite. And you can see they're coming back. Double Doran's Blade and Berserker Boots. Or Greaves, technically, is the real name for him. Actually, it's interesting for Ocelot. He's just gone Sorcerer Boots. That's all he's got at the moment. Oh, Anguish is about to walk straight into Aranea. He just doesn't realise it. It's just hanging around there on the tri-bush. Didn't walk straight into him, but that means he doesn't realize that Aranea is still in that bush. And he only just placed the ward, so he hasn't even caught on to the fact that the positioning is there at the moment. So now you can see Nunu's just lingering in that top bush, and Anguish is absolutely no idea. But he's going to know that Aranea is missing at the moment. You can see the pings going down. In fact, he's just going to back away from this one. They knew exactly where the cow is. That's why the pings went down the bottom there. And meanwhile, the golems are being taken again by that bottom lane. So the bottom lane is trying to get the advantage. 72 CS, you know, he's gone back. He's slightly ahead in build, actually, because he got that ruby crystal ahead of Ezreal. So he's building up. They're both probably going to go towards Trinity Force, I would guess, because it obviously gives massive damage, as everybody knows. And Ocelot now caught out of position here, and Extinct is just going to force him away here. And that's purely just ward control, and he's going to try and catch him. Yeah, not going to land it through the wall there. Ocelot was too clever for that one. So instead just goes around the side there. But interesting way he's had to build it, just purely going Sorcerer's Boots. He's just about that maneuverability, which he's talked about with Ari. Ari is very quick and versatile.
Yeah, you've got to be, I think that's one of the best ways to go about Ari early game, you know. You've got to be able to dodge those charms coming at you, because we all know you get hit by the charm from Ari, then you've got the Q followed by the W as well, obviously the ultimate as well if she's up to that level. So I don't think that's a bad way to go for Ocelot. That middle lane currently, he is ahead with CS, albeit by just a little bit. He's hanging around about 3, 4, 5. At this point we actually have the bottom lane plus Maluno sat in the tri-bush currently, and the question is, will Nif go in there to try and ward that out? Actually decides against it. That was his spidey sense passed over from Aranya there. But he's still waiting, Maluno. He's not giving up on this one. He's like, I ain't going to sit in this bush, and you are going to come inside. Here we go then. Maluno is going to come around the side. They're focusing on Yellow Star. Exhaust is down. Can they get that first blood here finally after 10 minutes? It looks good for them. There's the Ezreal ulti and the W. There is the finisher. And Ezreal is going to pick up the first blood, but they are going to be pushing back onto Maluno with a double push from that middle lane. The stun comes off there. Ocelot actually tries to charge in. The ulti was fluffed, but they've got Slepper, and they are going to get the kill onto Slepper. That was a much-needed comeback kill there. You don't want to be letting that Ezreal run away with things, especially having first blood under his belt. But, you know, good push, patient play from Maluno there in the tri-bush. But SK, actually, once they realized what was happening, I'll give them their due. They reacted very, very quickly to that one. Yeah, Needless Large Rod now coming out for Ocelot, so now he's got some power in those barrels. Power, yeah. And he was a little unlucky with the ulti barrel as well, because I thought he'd caught it just right, but I think he must have landed it on top of Maluna's head, and it blew Maluna backwards away from him rather than towards him. So it's a little bit of a shame for him there, but not nevertheless. Also, we've got a hell of a lot of GP10 on the map at the moment. You can see now the jungler, Kevin's actually getting attacked on it. Anguish is going for this one. I didn't think I thought it was just a standard Rotherham brawl at the top lane there, and nobody was really going to come out on top. But instead, no, they did actually go for that. And you can see Extinct now coming around the back side. We'll look at the GP10 in a moment, because I think Extinct is definitely going to die for this one. Kevin is just trying to chomp through those health pots. He's got his Ninja Tabby. They are not going to save him, though. It is going to be the full-on dive. Oh, Extinct just trying to keep him on there, and he will certainly finish him off. There we go. Extinct picks up the kill. 2-1 in terms of kills now, and they're going to be able to shove on this tower as well. Ocelot's going to have to make his way up the top there, and Anguish is just going to wisely back away. He's going to pass through that ward any moment. He's going to come around there. They still haven't backed away from this. Aranea is going to come through. There's the ulti barrel on towards Anguish. Gets stunned very nicely with the heat star. Can he? Ocelot just finish this one off. One barrel into the bush, and surely Anguish now going to get taken down here by Ocelot. There's the big belly in the face. One more barrel. Oh, he still hasn't finished him off. There we go. Didn't want to use the barrel on him at last. But that is all squared 2-2 again. Meanwhile, the middle turret is being pushed by the jungler, and the bottom lane is still just exchanging blows, keeping that CS going. So here we go. Phage now been bought up for Aurelia. So Aurelia looking like he's going to go towards the Sheen as well next. He's just bought the book. We get a quick UI change. Thank you very much, Garen, so we can see things a little clearer. You know, he's obviously thinking of our age, my age, I should say, not our age. I'm 25 tomorrow.
Yeah, I know. Dead. And you had the whole Polish crowd singing happy birthday to you. Not that you knew.
I didn't realise until afterwards when Colin said, you know, they're singing happy birthday. All right.
That's
but
nice.
hopefully tomorrow, when it's my actual birthday, they'll do that one again, which I was happy from that one.
But yeah,
SK
I mentioned in the GP10, I mean, just look across the board. I noticed this the other day
Yeah.
as well, that a lot of the support guys have just been using GP10, so they've not been stacking it through. And you've just changed to gold, thanks, Gareth, because there was the items I was looking at. And what I was about to say is they haven't been buying the boots. They've been really delaying on the boots, and you can see Tarek, no boots on him. Soraka, no boots on him. I would not be surprised. Again, you can see Heart of Gold actually coming out from Tarek there probably. And Soraka, they generally go 2 GP10s now before they even go boots, which is opposed to the original start. But they're going to dive in towards Aranea here. Just get caught out, actually saved by Ocelot's barrel there, I believe, and that did manage to force them back, Joe.
Yeah, nice little barrel there from Ocelot, but it looks like they are going to be losing this blue buff. SK, I'm not sure, are going to back away from this one. They don't want to give it up too easily. Down to half HP already. Aranya starts to come around, and he's actually smited that away there. That was nice play from Aranya. Helped, obviously, with that ward in the brush, but I guess we could say crisis averted for SK with that one. It's like, oh, we're all low HP, but we want to save this one anyway. Down at the bottom, we can see Yellow Star getting stunned up. Ezreal putting the pressure down. Ignite is burning away as well, but have they got the damage to finish things off? Slipper actually pretty much blocking everything. There's the ultimate from Ezreal. Not quite enough, though, to finish things off, but is he finished as... Yeah, he is. He's not going to go diving in there. Mana, a little bit of a problem for him, but again, good trade down in this bottom. You know, Corki not really doing that much damage to him. If you look at the CS 122 to 126, it's not really much to talk about there. Items are also pretty much identical as Ezreal works up towards Phage, and I'm sure next time he goes home, he's going to have a load of gold to be spending. Actually sat on 1,500 gold currently, so that's going to be the Phage when he does finally go back from that one. But you know, things in this bottom lane are still very even, but I still, from these little 1v1 exchanges, feel like Ezreal's got that advantage.
He's definitely been more aggressive, and he's just gone back to buy, and he's come out with a Vampiric Scepter. Is he going to complete the Sheen? I don't think he's quite good enough to complete the Sheen. No, he's just gone for that lifesteal, so he wants to keep that sustaining lane. Meanwhile, Corki did go back Yellow Stars, and he's also built the Phage, obviously building towards that Trinity Force as well. So both going to be stacking towards that one. Oracles now both come out by both junglers. Nunu looks like he's used his, so Nunu's got the Oracle on there. There you go, you can see him. And you can also see it in the bag on Maluna, so Maluna's going to be using that as well shortly. Interestingly, new boots mobility on Maluna, so Maluna really wants to zip around the map now. I wouldn't be surprised to see a possible attempt on the Dragon coming up shortly. Maluna's just used that Oracle up. He's going to clear out those wards exactly like Aranea has just done. Yeah. So the Dragon wards all being cleared out now. Anguish is still up top though, as well as Kevin, so I wouldn't expect anything to happen until either of those suddenly move down. We've got the lovely Baron symbol as well on the map now that shows that has just spawned on the 15-minute mark. And then we've got Brutalizer coming out for that top lane. Maluna clearing out those barrels. He's going to take a barrel in the face though for it, but he's quite happy with that one. So it's going to be interesting when we come to the next team fights, which of one of those junglers actually manages to survive, because obviously Maluna's got the big advantage, the fact that he's on the carry, he's got that ulti, it makes him really beefy. Yeah. However, Nunu doesn't really have that, so I would expect him to possibly be a target in the next fight.
And actually, Aranya did start to come in towards this middle, took the... I'm going to call it the Captain Obvious way of just charging straight in towards
I've got Blood Boil, I'm running at you.
It's like, I am running at you, and hopefully you get in my ulti range, and then I'm going to get you. Which obviously didn't quite happen there. Is double buffed up, and is headed down towards this bottom lane. Actually, in the middle there, we can see, or we will see in a second, Ocelot did charge in on towards Extinct, got the barrel down, but now he's finding himself the target of that counter-attack. Alistair came to help. Ocelot, though, will walk away. Actually, we did see Nunu come up there to give him a bit of help as well. Top lane also exchanging, which again, we saw it already earlier on, Demon, that Anguish, whichever way you look at it, has this upper hand at the moment. He is putting out more damage than Riven. Riven can't really stand and bang with him. 110 to 135 CS. We see on Irelia, we do have the Ninja Tabby. We've got the Phage in there. Antone plus Cloth Armor. Looking over the other side, Brutalizer, Double Doran's Blade, Ninja Tabby. And to be quite honest with you, Anguish is feeling confident. Ultimate. He's looking confident. Actually, he's going to start to work in. Here comes the Ezreal ultimate, and well, not quite in there. I think must have been communicated that ultimate was coming in, because Kevin instantly moved south of that one. But again, we see the confidence that Anguish has. And you know, one thing that these two teams have in common is they've both had Youngbuck in the lineup. One of them for a little bit longer than the other.
Yeah, Yeah, indeed. But yeah, I think the ultimate went over Nunu, which is why they knew he was coming past him completely by, so they managed to spot it just about in time. The Rabadon's death cap now almost completed by Ocelot, but unfortunately it means he's going to be pretty squishy. He hasn't really put any hit points into there. He has just got the Cage's lucky pick, actually, which is a little late to pick that one up. Extinct is going to come around. They're going to try and go for Aranea there, and that's like I was saying, that they want to get that Oracle down. Instead, just look at the burst damage onto Ocelot there. While he's great as an AP, and he has a lot of AP, he's just going to get chunked down very quickly because he's just very squishy at the moment. So we're going to have to see how Ocelot gets involved in a team fight, because I know he likes to get involved. He likes to get in there. And with those barrels, you know, with that big belly charge, he's going to be getting in their faces, but he could get burst down very quickly. Extinct took a barrel to the face there, though, as well. And it looks like they are going to start stacking for the Dragon. Here's Anger's coming down. They have managed to leash it out, and they're going to start on it. And the question is whether they're going to be ready for it. Ocelot, you can see, he's coming from the top. It's a pincer movement, which never really works out on the Baron. You've got to feel SK not going to come out so well in this one. Aranea has been caught out with the charm. He's down to half health already. There's the Dragon going down. It was Maluna that managed to pick that one up. They're going to instead choose to back away from this one, wisely so. So there's a couple of team player members coming out with low hit points there, but Kevin, you can see, is taking out that top turret. Is there going to be an ultimate for Ezreal to clear it out, or is Kevin going to get himself a free turret? Because honestly, when these exchanges happen, sometimes I'd be happy just to take a turret over Dragon.
Yeah, and we see it so very often that, you know, one team peels away from their top lane, mainly in the middle obviously as well, does the Dragon, and the top lane just says, well, you know, we've got to counter that somehow, and they push straight in, take that top tower down, which is exactly what SK have done with that one. It leaves us with, you know, 1,000 gold difference, which at this stage at 2-2, 20 minutes in, this is still a very even game, but this could change things as we see Crs start to move in over towards this blue. Actually, Aranya could get caught out there. There's the ulti from Extinct, and they are diving in onto Nunu, who goes down. Demon actually predicted that one earlier like a boss, that the next thing that happens, we are going to see more of a focus in onto Nunu, and Aranya does go down. And that leaves us with a 1-0-1 jungler, the Alistar over on Crs, 1-1-0 Ezreal, 1-0-1 on Ahri as well. And for me, the Ahri is the one champion they really need to fear in this game.
Yeah, and he's not been able to replace that Oracle either, so the advantage going definitely to Crs Gaming. So that's a big loss. Trinity Force now completed by Ezreal, just managed to top that one out. Abyssal Scepter completed by Extinct. I think that one came out flat out there. I didn't see whether he'd actually built anything towards that one.
I had blasting one, I think.
Yeah, so it looks a straight build there, so very nicely done. So Extinct, and you can see just how much GP10 is now on there. So looking at Nif, he's got 3 GP10 items now, and did go for them boots. So Cage's lucky pick to go alongside it. The same with Taric. And this is definitely saying to Riot Games, hey, we like your GP10. They might be a little too strong though. Rabadon's death cap has just been completed by Gragas, so Ocelot's got that, and you can see also Trinity Force now completed by Corki. So both AD carries, pretty much identical build so far, apart from that Vampiric Scepter. Slight advantage currently on Ezreal, which is Slepper down the bottom here, who's going to go and put a burst down onto Nif there. Nif turns around though, tanks through it because he knew he's got a team coming in there. Ocelot, oh, he just got stunned. Beautiful stun from Zinnik there, because the barrel was almost certainly going to come out. There we go, the flash, the dash, the barrel onto Zinnik. Zinnik's going to get dropped very quickly by SK there. It's Ocelot that picked up the kill. Around here, actually nearly caught on Slepper there, and Slepper's now going to have to back away from this one. But Kevin's getting caught out, the burst coming down. Extinct wants to finish him off, but he knows the rest of the team is going to come down. He's used his ulti to try and come onto him, and he's just going to have to back off for this one. So 3-3 all square, and you know what, that's not too bad, because all effectively lost was a support player.
Yeah, losing your support. The stun actually changed how that fight went down. If he didn't stun, he probably wouldn't have died, but someone else would have, and probably someone more importantly than him. So, you know, that was a great move in my opinion, despite the death there from Zinnik. Actually, we are going to see the push in middle. Ocelot in a little bit of trouble. Actually, ulti is popped here by Maluna. Barrels coming out, as Kevin will have to back away as well. And you know, they've averted death there, but they've lost this middle outer turret, which, as we all know, is the I could say the first piece in the puzzle really in terms of winning a game. You know, it's a great, probably the most important turret to be taken down in this early game stage as well. I mean, I say early game, we're 22 minutes in already. We've had just that one dragon taken down. We're currently 28.4 to 30.6 gold. Obviously 2-1 in turrets in favor of Crs, so they are looking very strong in this one. We've talked about it before. We weren't really sure how Crs were going to come into this one. They said to us last night, you know, we're feeling good. We've got a job to do here, which is to really seal our future in terms of Season 2. And I think they're, in my opinion, looking good at this point for this game. Yeah, SK, they're a little bit behind in gold, but they're not in the point where they're too far behind. Ocelot is, though, going to get jumped on here. He's going very low into the Yellow Star. Is in the fight. They can maybe take 2 for this 1 kill. There goes Extinct from the start. Irelia trying to get away, but can she actually get away in the end? Looks like not. And there is a finisher. And Yellow Star will pick up 2 kills. And that is actually... Yellow Star didn't pick up 2 kills. That was totally lie from Joe. Yellow Star picked up 1 kill, but nonetheless a kill for Yellow Star eventually in this game. And from that, you know, they've managed to get in there, take down this this upper turret as well. Sorry, the outer turret on that middle lane, which is kind of an eye for an eye when it comes to that one. But take the lead as well in terms of the kills. They are still behind in gold, but it's 600 gold. It's nothing at this stage.
Yeah, big advantage push there, taking the 2 turrets. The inner turret is a massively important one, especially the middle inner turret, so that's a nice turnaround from SK, effectively coming from Curse's own aggression. So a little bit too aggressive there for the top lane, Anguish and Extinct. So the UI just being tweaked there, and we're just getting back into the game. 5 full kills, and that's obviously turned the gold advantage a little bit closer, but it's still in favor of Curse because they were so far ahead in terms of the farm. You know, they managed to get early on, and the kills they got early on, the important kills, the dragon they picked up. So they still have that slightest of advantage. They are even on turrets 3-3. And at the moment, though, you can see the cow just around the side, but you saw how quick Ocelot went down. He got chunked down very quickly. He hasn't really got the hit points in there. Just put himself a Doran's Ring to try and make up for that, try and give himself a little bit of survivability should he get caught out like he did. And, you know, you can see how quick they can burst him down, but the problem is that Anguish and Extinct have both pretty much used everything to get that kill. Now, Dragon is... I don't think it's due, so it's looking like it's probably a blue invader. You can see Zinnek just getting caught out, a lot of wall placement. So SK turning this aggression around very quickly. They're thinking, okay, we've got that slight advantage, let's push for it. You can see that, oh, didn't quite get that ward down in time, so that ward is going to stay there, but the dragon has just popped. Here we go, they're going to make their way down there. You can see Zinnek is close by. Ezreal's a long way off, though, so Slepper needs to get himself moving to join this fight, because as it is, this dragon is going to go down very quickly. Oh, they've had to reset it, they've had to back away. Oh, the Ezreal ulti used very early, and SK are going to be aware of that thing, so fine. That's one ulti down. Let's try and push the advantage. Can they just get themselves positioned? They are going to push for this bottom turret instead. Good play from Yellow Star there. Just saying, fine, you guys can just, you know, posture up over there. We're going to take the turret down. You see the sheen proc in there actually on Yellow Star, because you see the red thing on him. He's got the Blood Boil coming out from Aranya as well. He's going to be very, very strong coming in a team fight if they can keep him away from him. And that's going to be a big part. This is going to be very hard to keep away. And he's got the Valkyrie, he can escape. But Extinct can be very mobile, as we discussed earlier. Aurelia, meanwhile, is pushing that middle turret as well. So while they're delaying for this dragon, they're still hanging on there. You can see Angus was doing as much damage as he can. And again, they've leashed it out, Joe. I think you want to go for this one.
Oh, Extinct in a horrible position there, off on his own. Is he going to escape from things? No, not quite. There is a kill from Kevin. Here comes the ultimate as well from Nunu. Not doing as much damage as they maybe have hoped for there. Maluno is actually going to go down as well, and that is going to leave us with a 2-for-0 currently for SK, and that will mean that Curse start to back away and will free up the dragon. Will they take that one down? It certainly looks that way. I don't think Curse are really feeling that one. No, they won't do, and will back off. So 7-4, and that dragon and the 2 kills that obviously led up to that, giving SK now the lead in the gold. 4-3 in turrets is 37.6 to 36.2, so it's still that very slim margin, which, you know, at this stage of a game can turn around, as we've just seen there with those 2 kills. But again, you have to feel that that would have gone a lot better were Extinct Niche not...
You said it straight away. So what is he doing? Out of position, completely well out of there. And it's the classic. When you come to that dragon fight, you don't want to be split. You need to be as a team. And I can understand he's got the versatility, the mobility, but he was just so far out of position and then just got caught. And you are dead. You are not getting away from it. Once Corki is on you, now he's got a bloodthirster to go with that Trinity Force. He's going to be really doing a lot of damage. And again, both AD carries are building identical here. They're going all the way. Blue buff, though, of course, which was smitten earlier, which was a great recovery by Aranea, and that seems to, from that point, things have started to turn SK's favour, and at the moment they are looking good, and this is going to be a big worry for Curse. You know, if we're to look at the grand picture of things and put our thinking heads on and say, oh, Maluna's just bought that Oracle, could get caught out here. Kevin's surely going to dive in him. The rest of the team coming around. Ocelot suddenly realizes he's out of position. Ocelot's going to get popped very quickly. Maluna now is in trouble as well. He just about survives there, but Kevin could be the target of their aggression. Aranea is going to try and get away. Aranea is taken down very low. Kevin's had to come in and take one for the team. He's just about going to get away. Here comes Angush. Angush is going to dive on towards Aranea. Aranea is surely going to go down, and this is just going to be recovering. Oh, the Q from Ezreal was inches away, but they did manage to take down Riven, and now they're going to turn their advantage and try and go for Baron. 7-6, even in gold, 39.1k to 39.1k. Can they make this advantage count? Can they pick up that Baron quick enough? I think they will, and Crs have just turned things so quickly, and that was a case of SK's aggression this time, going for Maluna. It's, you know, both teams, when they're being aggressive, it's backfired on them.
Yeah, it's almost, you know, a bit of an ironic game, to be quite honest with you. You know, they've gone, okay, we've got this, let's push aggressively, and then that sinking feeling, I suppose, that, oh, actually, we don't have this. Let's try and back away, and then...
Back away gracefully.
Dead. And then, you know, from that losing Baron as well. So that gives Crs, again, the upper hand. They've got the gold advantage, obviously, as I expect, with it being such a close game and then taking the Baron out. The question is, can SK once again turn the tides of this one? They're actually invaded right now. Nif and Ocelot are waiting in the bush, and Angush is actually coming in, and Angush is not the one that they wanted to come into this bush. There is Yellow Star, and I'm not sure that Irelia is going to be able to hold this, but maybe enough time just to delay things, but she's actually done a ton of damage onto Yellow Star. Yellow Star in a lot of trouble, will actually eventually go down there to Slepper, and Crs are going to chase in. They've caught Aranya out there. Nice charm coming out, and Extinct still has that mobility available. They, in the end, decide, okay, we don't need to push too aggressively onto that one. We've got the kills. Let's take this step by step. There's no point overextending at any point. They have a big wave of minions here pushing onto that bottom inner turret, and in the end decide not to push through any further. But that again extends their gold lead. Ezreal is now 4-1-1, which is a big worry. It has to be a big worry, and he's probably the AD carrier, I'd say, along with Corki, actually, that's, you know, the hardest to actually pin down in the end. He's able to jump away from pretty much everything, especially from the fact that he's got the flash in there when it's available. On the other hand, you've got Corki as well. Yellow Star currently 1-2-4. The CS is high by now, 260 on Corki, 282 on Ezreal, so that's not really that much of a difference after so long. I mean, it's 23, 24 at this stage, but those kills on Ezreal are going to start to show.
Yeah, and like you say, the 3K is not a great build difference, but again, that came from SK being aggressive. And why were they being aggressive? They're up against a Baroned up team. Why were they in the jungle? They were trying to get that blue buff. Well, you know, is it really worth it? They suddenly saw themselves, and like you say, they saw Angush coming in with a Guardian Angel, and it's like, this is not the target we want. Back away quickly. And it's
please, Tariq, walk in here. Oh, there's the Irelia with a Guardian Angel. Yeah,
they're hoping for an Alex Hitch to just wander in there. It wasn't going to happen, so this is going to lose them a turret as well. So now we're all square on turrets, 4-4 and a Baron up Crs. I'm not too sure how long's left on Baron. It looks like about just a minute and a half to go on that Baron buff, so they're going to have plenty of time to push on towards this turret. Can they make it count? At the moment, still, it's going to be very hard to push them turrets. Certainly, you know, they're not in a strong enough position to say, yeah, we can fight them on the turrets at the moment, because you could get Aranea is going to pop the absolute zero, you know, and it's going to make things very, very difficult for them. The Gragas barrel will split things up. It could be all sorts of bad news from Crs. So Crs are not going to go too aggressive on this one, and again, does mean the game is going to go a bit longer. So 31 minutes in, very, very close. We've had SK with the advantage. We've had Crs with the advantage. We're back to Crs with the advantage now, and it's really very much open play, and you can see Irelia now pushing down that bottom lane. They're going to go for this inner turret. Are they going to defend it? You can see Yellow Star's coming around in position, got the Blood Boil on him from Nunu. We'll be able to stop this creep wave coming through, no problem. We'll be able to wipe that one out. Slepper's going to take a shot in the back from the turret, won't do a great deal to him. But like you mentioned, he's getting fed up now. He obviously got the 4-1-1. He's got the Bloodthirster, the same as Corki. But he's got that armor on as well. So he's built a little bit towards, okay, I need to defend a little bit because I know I'm going to be the target. Look at that. Look at Angush there trying to bait them out. And don't forget the Deathfire Grasp, sorry, that Extinct built earlier on. So he's going to be looking to pop someone. I believe he used it on Kevin earlier on. Extinct, meanwhile, is chipping on towards this middle turret. They're going to have to try and fight for this one. They're going to lose the middle turret now. Extinct is definitely going to be doing a lot lot of damage to this one, nearly taking it down, and the whole team, they're just completely caught out of position, and that is going to be an inhibitor turret down. Great work from Crs. Beautiful split play, and very nicely done by Extinct. Oh, and he's got the charm on towards Kevin. Kevin's going to get caught out. The headbutt pulverize came in. Was it enough? They're going to go straight for the absolute zero. That will go off. Ocelot did pick up the kill on towards Extinct. They have to back away from this one. They can't take the inhibitor. SK really need to take this advantage. They've got to take at least Zinnek down and possibly one more. Oh, and the rest of the team, they should not have turned on that. The Ice Blast has managed to land on Maluna. Maluna with the ulti running. He's got an Oracle's on there. He's going to sacrifice himself. They're trying to go to Ocelot. Angus manages to take Ocelot around. Angus coming around. I'm not sure this is the right play here, but Angus is going to be very strong in amongst them. Slepper is going to try and come around there. Aranea gets the slowdown on Angus. Is it enough? He has got a Guardian Angel. Slepper is still hanging on in the background. Now he's finally got caught. There he goes. That was the turnaround SK needed. They're going to take Angus down as well. It's going to be an ace. Dragon has just spawned, but can they take advantage of it? Have they got enough to push? They haven't got any minions to go along with this one, but it does give them a big chunk of gold that they needed against a team that was barrened up. But what advantage are they going to get it from it outside of a dragon? I'm not too sure, but it's definitely going to be a big confidence list for SK.
Yeah, that's a boost that they needed because, quite frankly, it looked like it was slipping away from them. That one, obviously, the middle inhibitor turret was taken down. We saw that Ezreal was starting to rack up those kills, but again, I'm not sure the best choice of positions there from Crs. They went that little bit more aggressive rather than taking the inhibitor turret down and going away. Extinct's like,
greed.
I'm going to probably land a charm and then I'm going to be aggressive. And you can see how that backfired on them. They lost an ace, basically, there that SK have managed to pick up. And I'm not sure that's really how they wanted things to play out. If we can look down the items, currently we have the double Shurelya's Reverie over with Crs. So, 6 seconds per minute of super speed, basically, wherever they want to go, chasing or escaping, wherever that's needed there. On the other side, we've got the single Shurelya's. Actually, Nuno does have a Kindle Gem as well, so maybe building up towards that second one. In terms of the two AP carries, we've got Void Staff, Rabadon's Death Cap, plus a blasting one on Gragas. Over the other side, DFG, Abyssal Scepter, plus working up towards a Rabadon's by the looks of things there on Ahri as well. Now, the more important thing comes when we talk about Baron, because that's going to be coming up here shortly. We can see that Nif does have the Oracles on, has started to put his wards down in position. Currently, Crs have no vision of that area itself. Do they have an Oracles? I'd probably have to check around. Yeah, it's actually on Zinnek right now. They're on Taric, so they do have that Oracle available. The question is, can they risk trying to get into a position to clear wards now because they don't have vision in the first place of it?
Well, in terms of team fights, if SK have got the positional advantage, I think they'll be stronger because they can get that absolute zero or slow everyone down. Gragas can disrupt the team and split them out. But of course, Crs, they might get caught on the backside here. Maluna's going to be able to get away with it. They are just going to push on towards the backside. Shurelya's Reverie's been popped here. They're going to try and get on towards Extinct. Do manage to get a bit of shred down. Now Crs are going to try and turn it in their advantage. Aranea will get popped. The absolute zero is going to go off. Full charge, though, will just go off, but it's not going to do a great deal of damage. They do manage to pick up 2 kills on the back of that. There's one for SK. They do manage to take down Zinnek, but that's not a great kill indeed, and that's the inhibitor surely going to go down. Oh, headbutt pulverized on towards Yellowstar. Yellowstar has to Valkyrie away from that one, and that will be the inhibitor picked up by Crs Gaming. A good turnaround of events, and like I mentioned, despite the fact they did get aced by SK Gaming, SK didn't really manage to pull any advantage from it. Now Baron has spawned, and the pings are going down, saying get their wards down. They are going to place the wards. They are going to push for it, and Slepper, you can see just rocketing his way there in the Pulsefire Ezreal, and I think they're going to be able to pick this one up. There's a 3-man SK team coming their way, though, Joe.
The 3-man SK team is coming in. You can see that Crs have decided to stop doing Baron, which is interesting. They've kind of switched positions, but Crs do know exactly where they are. Thanks to that ward coverage, they're going to dive in on towards Ocelot, and there will be the first kill. Yellowstar has already used his Valkyrie. He's going to go down very quickly as well to Alistair, and that opened things up. Yeah, I mean, a great move when we talked about it. About the ward coverage of SK, actually, I really can say. But it was a great move by Crs, the way that they used their vision there to come around the backside of things. Corki had already used the Valkyrie. After that, he's got no chance of actually escaping with Flash not available as well. There was Aranya actually will get hit by the Deathfire Grasp, and Extinct wants to burst him down here. Does he have the cooldowns, or maybe even more the mana at this stage? Baron is still being done, and well, we will see that Baron being taken out by Curse, which is Baron number 2 of this game. It's now a 5k there or thereabouts gold advantage. Kills are still even, but that 5,000 gold advantage, the telltale sign of how things are going for Curse. But I'm still not going to say that Curse is safe in this one. We've seen it change around too many times from over-aggression or bad positioning in this game to really say that they are safe.
Well, it's still only 5,000 gold difference. Or so 4,000 gold actually, well, close to 5,000. And they do have the super minions coming in, which actually feeds SK in a way.
Yeah.
If they don't push on that advantage. So now they need to completely take control of SK's jungle, see if they really try and push the advantage. They've all just been back to buy, so that you can see the Guardian's Angel was on Ezreal, so they're building for that late game. You know, we are at that phase now, so they want that sustainability. They want their 2 main damage dealers to come back into the fight. Guardian Angel's probably back up on Aurelia by now as well. I think they cool down on that one. Oh, and they're just hanging. You can see him lingering. They'd want to get on towards Yellow Star. Instead, they're going to have to show themselves. They were trying to sneak around the back there, and SK realized that they didn't have any wards whatsoever in that jungle, so they had no idea that they were coming around there. It was just a simple case of spider senses, like we said earlier. He just seemed to feel that something was happening. The dude potential was high, and they do take down that inner turret on the bottom lane. So just the one inner turret on the top lane, and they're going to keep pushing this one. Super minions will be clogging up in that middle lane as well, so SK are going to have to peel off and deal with that in a moment. Just one person will have to go across there, try to get a ward in there, try to ward bait it. There's the charm going across there. Extinct trying to ward bait as best he can to try and catch somebody out with that charm. It's not happening so far. Yellow Star would be the prime target. Meanwhile, you can see Anguish is just above them, actually. If you just pan the camera just up there, Anguish is just trying to linger his way in there, cause a problem. He wants to get in amongst them, and as soon as that charm lands, I think Anguish is going to be leaping on someone as the prime man. You can see he's actually pushing the advantage. Kevin's now got that Guardian Angel as well. He's going to try and engage on them. But Arane does manage to get the Ice Blast on him, but he's not going to have the damage to deal with this one. Nif sort of split between them. It's like, what are you doing to me, man? Okay, minion ward coming in, a minion wave coming in. They're going to try and put a bit of damage down on it. Zinnik's going aggressive. Anguish has dived in. There's the headbutt. Pulverize. The entire team gets caught by the Ezreal ulti there. The absolute zero is going to go off, but it's not going to be enough. Nif goes down with the Oracle there. Arane is going to get sourced out. Zinnik's going to get taken down very low. Extinct just about gets away with that one. Headbutt pulverized at the perfect moment by Maluna there as well, but Gragas did manage to pick up the kill on Zinnik, but that's going to be another inhibitor going down, Joe, in a 2-1 exchange that really is in their base, and desperate times for SK here.
Oh, and then we see Kevin actually getting stood up. The charm will land in as well, and eventually we see that Kevin does go down. Luckily for him, Guardian Angel is up and available. There's a barrel. Actually, they're pushing in on towards a fountain there. No shame from Curse in this one. They're pushing straight through on that. Actually, turret hits coming in onto Maluna. I think that will be enough for Curse right now. Actually, Anguish is still there. Let's not forget, he does have still that Guardian Angel. Got the Randuin's Omen, got the Trinity Force. That is a very, very scary Aurelia up at this stage of the game. 250 CS, so 20 more than the Riven, but 635 compared to 234. That's a big, big difference. Once again, and you've got Ezreal 527 compared to the 438 of Corki. I'm not sure that SK can really turn this one. They've got to hope to survive basically this Baron and then hope to be fighting for the next one. I don't see any other real way that they should be winning this game right now.
No, absolutely not. It's got to be Curses now to win, basically. Or there's the throwaway, which we've seen. I mean, we have seen them, Joe. Just last month at DreamHack, we have seen some huge throws. Throws or comebacks, I don't know what you like to call them, but 27,000 for CLG was the record, I believe, that we're currently standing at. I don't know if any other tournaments managed to get anywhere near that one just yet, but it is only, well, 41 minutes in, and one big team fight could turn things around. SK would have to go some to try and push the advantage, though. Zinnik is lingering. It's just chilling. Literally. He is Tarek, he's cold. And he's just trying to get a ward placement. I think trying to get a scope on things. And then the rest of the team do join them. Oracle's now, obviously, Baron has run off. No need for Oracles, to be honest, because, well, they're in their base. Inhibitor has respawned. Are they going to go for it? Anguish looks like he wants a piece of this one. Kevin's Guardian Angel is not back up at the moment. Zinnik has gone diving in on towards Yellow Star. Yellow Star's had to back away to the fountain. Absolute Zero goes off. Ocelot's going to get completely popped on the turret there. Aranea is now taken down very low. Extinct has just got Ice Blasted, but Anguish is in there to finish off polish up. Gragas went down to, it was actually Alistair that picked up the kill there. Yellow Star being dived, fountain dive from Angus there, trying to finish him off. They're going to take the Nexus turrets down. Kevin's going to get popped where he stands. Angus is now exhausted. Yellow Star on the fountain gets dropped. Angus goes in there. Very nice fountain dive, and that is going to be good game to Curse Gaming. It was a little bit close, Joe. Definitely a lot closer than Curse would want it to, but SK Gaming still looked pretty good in that game.
Yeah, it wasn't 100% safe for them, but you know, I think SK, they've lost that game, but if we're honest, they've shown us some real quality sides. For me, they were very even, but we've seen how that game switched over, which means there are chinks in the armor of both of these teams, and Acer will be looking at this in particular, that you know, they've got off to this good start against MYM. They've just watched Curse versus SK, with Curse taking the win. And they'll, in my opinion, be feeling very confident as underdogs. Let's not forget, there's no pressure on Acer when it comes to playing against Curse or SK. No one's expecting them to win. They've got a big crowd who are very vocal here behind them, and they've got a great chance of now coming in. But as we talked about, I guess Curse, we can call them the job done team of this event. That's exactly how it's going to go. It looks like we're going to go down to the stage for an interview with the winners.
Najgorszy, ale większość kibiców, z tego co wiem, przy SK, więc niezadowoleni. Okay. Most fans, I think, in the audience, I get the feeling, are not happy because most of them were cheering for SK. Ale pozwólcie, że przedstawię wam jednego z nowych komentatorów Riot Games. To jest Jaws. Przywitajcie go brawami, bardzo proszę. Na nazwisko ma Jaworski, ale zapewniam, że po polsku nie mówi. Jaws, why don't you interview the mid from Curse?
Yeah, absolutely. I have Extinct, the AP carry from Crs.eu. Fantastic match. Who do you feel was the most valuable player in that game for your team?
Let me translate, sorry. Give me a sec. Tak więc pytanie jest o to, kto był najważniejszym zawodnikiem w drużynie Curse w tym meczu?
I think everyone did really well, except maybe for me in a few situations, because I just wanted to kill them, win the game as fast as possible, and I was really impatient. But I think maybe Slepper is the MVP. OP as well.
A więc mówi, że wszyscy zagrali bardzo dobrze, chyba właściwie poza nim, bo był kilka razy niecierpliwy i za szybko chciał zabić przeciwników, ale być może Slepper był tym najlepszym graczem.
Now, I'm sure Crs.eu has played SK at least a couple of times. They're pretty prevalent in the competitive scene. What is your mindset, what is your strategy going against a team that you guys know fairly well?
Więc jak się gra przeciwko drużynie, z którą się gra bardzo często i bardzo dobrze się znacie?
I can't really say we prepare anything different from what we do against other teams, but we just know what they play, we know who's their strongest player, who to shut down, and we just ban their favorite champions, that's about it.
A więc specjalnie nie przygotowują się do tego meczu, poza tym, że wiedzą, jaki jest ich styl gry, wiedzą, jakich czempionów banować i którego gracza wyeliminować. Poza tym nic specjalnego.
So we have a packed house of very passionate fans, and do you have anything to say to these fans?
Czy masz coś do powiedzenia fanom tutaj?
I love you guys for coming here. Keep playing League of Legends, keep watching it. You're making this happen.
Także, no, nie musiałem tłumaczyć.
Thank you all very much.
Okay, thanks, Jaws. Let me talk to the audience a little bit. Tak więc, ci, którzy czekają na wszelkiego rodzaju nagrody, po tym meczu, po nadchodzącym meczu będziemy mieli konkursy, będziemy mieli losowania nagród, więc to już niedługo. Natomiast ja może za chwilę zapowiem kolejny mecz, bo będą grali właśnie przeciwko drużynie Curse, która pokonała SK Gaming. Będą grali zawodnicy drużyny Acer, czyli będzie to mecz drużyn, które wygrały swoje mecze. So, for those of you at home, the next game will be Curse Gaming versus Acer, the Polish team. Both teams with a 1-0 record so far, so potentially this is a game for supremacy in this group, but we will see. To co? Ktoś tu będzie kibicował Crs w meczu przeciwko Acerowi? Dobrze. To teraz pytanie, kto będzie kibicował Polakom? No dobrze, jeszcze raz. Kto będzie kibicował Acerowi? Dobra, to my się jeszcze rozgrzejemy. Zaraz wrócimy. Może króciutki trailerek. Pozwolimy drużynie Crs troszeczkę odpocząć. So a short trailer maybe. We'll let Team Crs rest a little bit. And we will be back shortly with the game.